Code Red, the worm that started it all. In the industry of cybersecurity, malware, worms, trojans, and viruses are threats that are constantly getting more and more advanced. With these advancements and techniques, hackers are able to infect computers and systems virtually undetected. Today, one of the most common and efficient forms of malware infiltration is done using fileless attacks. This form of attack has been around well before the 21st century. However, the popularity and use of this type of attack only began rising after the release of Code Red, a worm first discovered on the 15th of July, 2001. From what I have found on several sources, targets of this worm included, but were definitely not limited to, the U.S. Air Force, the United States White House website, and it wasn't until approximately 359,000 computers systems were infected that the virus was stopped. The White House avoided damage by moving the website to a different internet address, and the U.S. Air Force, also in an attempt to avoid damages, completely took several bases offline. In the end, damages ranged in the billions of dollars, but luckily, fear induced the U.S. government to take drastic action before additional damage could be done. So, to this day, there's no confirmed culprit in the creation and implementation of Code Red. However, both the US and India found links to universities in China. Additionally, some instances of the infection displayed hacked by Chinese, which could either mean the attack originated from China or the creators want China to act as a scapegoat. Due to the misleading evidence, there was no way to confirm the identity of the perpetrators. So like I mentioned, both the US and India pointed fingers at both a university in Guangdong and China's University of Foshan. China delivered a message in the end, though, through a government spokesperson denying any information and connection to the worm. The goal for Code Red is to slow down the internet performance worldwide, and this is done by infecting computers running a specific operating system that in turn exploits holes in the system. The virus displayed "Welcome to worm.com" and "hacked by Chinese," and it also attempts to erase all files in the computer's hard drive. The virus intrudes computers by sending HTTP requests. However, these are not real requests. Instead, they deliver the code to the computer's memory, and once inside, the code continues to run within the memory only and without the need of outside resources. So initially, the code will check for a specific file called notworm, and if it's found, the code won't run. It'll go into an infinite hibernation mode, I guess, and in the case that it isn't found, the virus begins creating attack threads that continue to spread to random IP addresses. The virus spreads by infecting computers running Microsoft's Internet Information Servers. So the spreading occurred through a process known as buffer overflow, where code overloads the computer, causing memory to be overwritten outside of the scope. So specifically, the code bombarded the computers with a large string of repeated ends, and the computer then turned this into instructions which lead to the additional spread to other computers and systems. Warnings that were issued. So despite little warning being issued, the attacks were able to be halted before any major worldwide damage was done. So the virus was discovered and detected by EI digital security employees Mark Mayfret and Ryan Perme. Today, many experts and officials warn that this is not the last attack of its type, though, and future attacks will likely bring manufacturing, businesses, and even governments to a halt. So despite all the damage that occurred, Microsoft had a patch for this vulnerability available a month before the attack. So although this was made to fix the issue leading to Code Red's spread, it wasn't immediately taken up and installed. Large companies were uneasy about the process that goes into installing the patch because the size was hundreds of megabytes, And a revamp like this would put a huge delay in a company's ability to work. So, as an alternative, Kaspersky Antivirus Labs came out with a much smaller sized fix, which was only about 40 kilobytes. These are my sources cited. Thanks for watching.